Many thanks for staying with us. Of course, this is still Politics HQ on News Central Television. Let's switch gears right now to Rivers State, where, of course, in Rivers, something is brewing, where the Rivers State High Court has dismissed Chukwuemeka Aaron, the pro-Wike PDP Chairman, and nullified the party's word local government and state congresses held in July 2024. This decision was made by Justice Stephen Jumbo, who ruled in favor of the plaintiffs, that's Edwin Woko and Love Tunoye, and two other PDP members. The court's ruling was based on the fact that the congresses were conducted in disregard of an order issued by the court in July 2024, which restrained the PDP and the Independent National Electoral Commission, that's INEC, from holding the congresses. The court also recognized the plaintiffs as the authentic and subsisting members of the state, that's Rivers State Executive Committee of the PDP. The development is seen as a significant blow to Nyesom Wike's influence in Rivers State, as Chukwuemeka Aaron is a loyalist of the former governor. The court's decision may also have implications on Wike's political ambition as it weakens his control over the PDP structure in the state. Now, joining me on the program to discuss this is Sogbeye Eli, is a legal practitioner, and he joins virtually from Rivers State. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you for having me, and Happy New Year to you. Happy
New Year. It's great to have you again. Now, let me start from a legal standpoint, what you make of this rulings.
Well, a judgment of the courts, I'll say, is a final determination of an issue or the issues brought before the court. And to that extent, it is not only binding on the parties that came before the court, it has far-reaching effects on the rest of the action. In this case, the claimants are in court to challenge the congresses that the PDP held between July and August 2024, which raised issues of exclusion of some members of the party on account of political alliances. We call that in the last 1 year plus, our state has been engulfed in internal crisis within the PDP, which produces the governor of Rivers State, His Excellency Sogbeye Eli. So himself and strange godfather, who is now FCC minister, have been embroiled in a crisis, as it were. So that had also led to trying to exclude him, the governor, from the running of the party, even though by the PDP constitution itself, the governor is as important as anybody. In fact, the leader of the party, as it were, is a member of the National Executive Committee of the party and shares other groups in the party. Shares other groups in the party, other organs of the party, where he's a vital component, a member of the party. So we can say from start that this crisis devolves from the struggle for the control, as it were, to oust the governor completely. And you recall that a local election held in this state last year, the governors, as it were, some members of the party who are aligned with the governor were forced out to run on the platform of another political party. So to that extent, you want to say this judgment has far-reaching implications for the political dynamics of Rivers State going forward.
I mean, talking about the implications on the political dynamics, what does this reflect of the influence of the former governor of the state, who is now the minister of the FCT, in person of His Excellency Nyesom Wike? This judgment, what does this reflect of his influence, on the state so far? Is he still as, does this say he still has a grip?
Well, the way politics works is we don't have independent candidates under our constitution and the Nigerian Constitution 1999, etc. For any political aspiration to be actualized, it has to go through a political party platform. And normally and usually what happens is that the political party has executive committees set up at different levels, wards, LGA, states, zonal, and then national levels. Each of these layers of authority plays pivotal roles in determining the direction of the party per particularly when it comes to elections and who becomes the candidate for election. It just got out of discussing the Lagos situation where the speaker, Mudashir Obasa, former speaker of Israel, was booted out by his colleagues yesterday. The dynamics that followed thereafter it has a lot to do with what happened in 2027 exception. I'm sure the reason why the former governor would want to exclude the sitting governor and the supporters from the PDP is to have a firm control of the party so much that by the time 2027 comes, he could conveniently deny being the sole constitutional titled, and you know the party executive most times will take decisions at least at national level. Determine what nature of party primaries will hold to determine who emerges as candidates. So, for example, if the executive committee must come from within the executive committee of the party at different levels, and then the field delegates here and there, as is the case in most instances, what that means is the governor has completely lost out. If that Congress are held in 2024 had stood. But I guess the claimants that went to court were able to prove their case came. So with that made is some people losing, some people winning. Those who went to court to their anger have proven their case and they won. So those who were already installed are the ones who are lost. So whoever was behind the solution, those people had lost. But let me make one point here. It's not a trivial thing. Over time in other parties, but I think for the PDP, I'm particularly interested because I came from there before I joined the APC. And now that party had a critical role to play in the democracy we enjoy today, in the sense that it was at the avant-garde, the leadership of fighting for democratic governance in Nigeria after a long stretch of military tyranny. You recall that those founding fathers of the PDP, former Vice President Alex Ekweme, like fought long and hard to have democracy implanted. If you look at the preamble of the up to the 2017.
Okay, Sogbeye Eli, we are having a bit of difficulty connecting with you. Would, of course, go on a quick break. When we return, we'll definitely pick up. Do stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. Of course, this is still Politics HQ on News Central Television. Well, we are discussing recent developments within the People's Democratic Party. And I still have my guest with me. Sogbeye Eli is a legal practitioner, and he joins virtually from Rivers State. Thank you for staying with me, sir. Now, I would like us to bring this conversation to a broader perspective as regards the role of the People's Democratic Party as a, will I call it, opposition party, which is meant to put the ruling party in check. Looking at the recent, what I call it, leadership tussle and crisis, across levels within the People's Democratic Party, how does this impact on its role as an opposition that is meant to checkmate the ruling party?
How does what? Is it the judgment of Rivers State or the interplay of forces in the PDP?
Yes, I mean, from a broader perspective now, we know that within the PDP, for instance, there's a lot of leadership tussle. How does this impact on its, stand as an opposition against a ruling party, which of course is yours, the APC? Is this leverage for the APC?
No, the PDP has been hijacked by anti-democratic forces, and the party is unable to play its role as the alternative government, the opposition, because the same forces are disturbing the party in the Rivers State, that same forces that are lying. Unfortunately, they think it is government of national unity or inclusion. I don't think so, because I'm not sure the PDP has any pact to the APC per se, and then whatever anybody claims to be doing for the government of the day, it clearly goes to the APC. But I think that the idea of having a multi-party democracy is to have a vibrant opposition that will hold out and hold the government in power accountable. As a member of the ruling party, I should take pride in seeing a robust democracy where the APC is put on its toes to deliver on its mandate to the Nigerian people. But what we have at the moment is a yes, yes, sir, yes, sir, and that is not good for democracy. The framers of the Constitution set up these institutions as it were, so have the issues of choice, the issue of exercise of choice and rights to freedom of choosing whatever you want in a democracy is fundamental to the growth of any polity. So when you have a robust system where ideas contend with ideas, the electorate are made to choose from viable options, it's best for everybody. But when you have a yes, sir thing, then what you have is more of, if you go to parliament and executive, it was more of a about stamp thing. That's not good for democracy. So for me, my heart bleeds that the PDP is left to flounder and get to a point where people are using the party, even when they're clearly involved in anti-party activities, the party is unable to back and bite. So the party has been drifting. And I think that it's about time for those in APC who think it is good for us. I don't think it's good for us. I'm a liberalist by orientation. I'm a pragmatist by orientation. I think that the purpose of government is to serve the people and serve the people very well. So where we have a situation where government absolutely becomes a one-way traffic, ultimately it's not good for us.
Okay, now talking about one-way traffic, I'm sorry to interrupt your line of thoughts there, because this also brings to the fore the speculation of many political pundits saying that Nigeria is gravitating into a one-party state, which of course is championed by the ruling party. Do you think that is?
Well, it's not championed. I'm not aware of any meeting where the APC had the meeting. I'm sure the last time the APC had the National Executive Committee meeting is almost 2 years now. I'm not sure they had any meeting anywhere where they agreed that they're going to champion a one-party state. No, I don't think so. As progressives, I'm not even sure it's healthy to be identified with promoting causes that look like everybody should be pigeonholed into one party. No, that's wrong. That's actually, I would not agree.
Maybe not explicitly, but I mean, political pundits who read their handwriting on the wall, the trends and the patterns almost reflect so.
No, it's not. Now, let me take it back to what's happening in my state, for instance. The immediate past governor of Rivers, who is now FCD minister, says he's still in the PDP and works in an APC government, okay? And what has happened here is that he has his hands in 2 jars. He wants to control the APC, he wants to control the PDP. Again, bringing back the idea of one-party state. That is wrong. That is fundamentally wrong. It's anti the Constitution, all right? And that has also given him the tendency to be dictatorial and exclude people who are not agreeing with him. Now, that's wrong. So if I extrapolate that to the national level, it's extremely wrong, extremely wrong. It is not part of democracy whatsoever, howsoever, to have a one-man show, one-party system. No, that's dictatorship. Like I mentioned to you at the beginning, if you look at the PDP Constitution, it emphasizes a fight against the cross-erosion of fundamental human rights and rule of law, all right? As part of the reasons why they had to form a party. Over many years of military rule, those values were eroded. Fundamental rights were kept under, rule of law took the back seat, constitutionality was thrown out of the window. So a party that came from that kind of background should not be seen accommodating tendencies that attempt to stifle democracy. The rule of law, once it is subject to the rule of man, you're inviting anarchy and chaos, and no country develops that way, all right? So for me, I don't think because the ruling party wants to be liberal in terms of accommodating other political interests, you allow it to drift to the point where we are now the only party in the land, where everybody comes to under one on one ship and say we have one party state. That's wrong. Right. That is anti-democracy, and nobody has survived anywhere in the world running one party states. Right. It's fascism, and the Mussolini of the world will tell you it's the wrong way to go when it comes to leadership. There must be an alternative to what is before us.
All right. Sogbeye Eli, thank you so much for your time on the program. Legal practitioner joining from Rivers State. Once again, thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me. The time is always very short. It's unfortunate.
All right. Thank you.